Power Rangers has come up with a lot of cool looking morphers over the years, ranging from buckles, animal heads, keys, cards, and an endless supply of cell phones. Way too many cell phones for my taste. Some are better than others when it comes to function, usability, and practicality, or you just like one because they do really crazy hand gestures.
Titanum Morpher.
I did pick this one as my 10th favorite just because he was the first American Ranger. I loved how well it works fitting into GoGo 5 style. It never feels out of place. It looks simple at first, like a prototype would. It has this nice reflective solar panel on the M letter. Then when you push the Morph button, it flips open and reveals Titanium's V. Even though the V symbol is mainly used in Super Sentai, it makes a lot more sense to GoGo 5 fans rather than Lightspeed Rescue. You never question it. It doesn't do all that much for extra functions besides the basic calling feature and clear button. It stands up well as a display piece and the show's prop.
Seller.
The series did go overboard with using cell phones, even in seasons where it didn't make any sense. I hope the show never does 10 years of touchscreen phones. The Apple Changer is fine, I just don't need any more. But the Acceler was more unique, which is why I like it. It had a black light so you could find hidden messages on chips. My favorite feature was that you had to spin the bottom part to do all the functions. That was a really good way to give more interaction to the toy rather than just pushing a few buttons. Plus it had a voice that gives you more usability. You can test out a lot of formation combos. The calling ringer always sounded like someone was screaming to me. My only gripe was that the Diverger formation was never incorporated into the toy.
Master License.
Deca Ranger had the most unique season of changers. I don't think the show will come up with anything more interesting. Now, I picked the Master License over the SP license because it has a good assortment of voice lines from the cast. Not to mention the black gold lid looks better than the white text. I really like the whole guilty, not guilty modes. The thing I hate though was that they made the Ranger's ID sticker. Once you put one on, you're screwed. Taking them off is basically impossible. I've ripped them all off before. They should have made them slip in cardboard inserts, same idea they did with the Pat Signer cardboard signs. I also really like the rubber holster. It makes the license feel like a real cop badge. It would have been nice bonus to have had the civilian ID stickers included. Maybe they'll do that if they make an artisan's version.
Legend Mobirates.
The Mobirates is probably the best use of accessories any changer's done. You can use 200 plus keys that the phone could read. Although, I would have liked that the phone could tell that I was putting in Boken Blue and not just say Bokenger. It has all kinds of bonus codes, summoning Gokaio, saying all the team names in sequence. I like the Legend version more because the gold pirate logo is better than the silver one. The extra added voice lines for Go Busters was a nice bonus. It was also cool that we got a sort of explanation to Aqua Red's powers, even though it's another season with a cell phone. That cool flip open design of the pirate logo makes me ignore that.
Race Throttle.
The gimmick of it having a bike throttle controlling his weapon abilities was a really cool idea. It sucked that it didn't have a minimum or maximum sound effect depending on how long you rev the handle. I also like that it had a flip open lid. They did a good mixture of practicality and the bike theme. Even the Henshin button is basically the key ignition slot on a bike. The calling function was hidden in the 6 logo was an interesting touch. I also like that the arm strap they gave was blue. Black gets very boring. Sucks that the show only had Tetsu judge people a few times. I also like Deca Bright's gold version of it. They crammed a lot of modes into this. Everything is controlled by simply having the handle in certain positions.
Ninja Storm Battlizer.
This is the only Battlizer I like so far, since most of the other ones are crummy repaints of 6 Ranger Morphers, and the rest are not good-looking buckles. Satan's Battlizer is actually original. My favorite part of it is the power disc emblem. It looked like a sleek profile version of the Hawk Sword. I always wondered what power sphere ability it had. The black area kind of looked like mini engines, it had small side wings, and the disc edge shape was new. Instead of the dull arrowheads on his regular Morpher, they were turned into hardpoint arrows. I would have liked to have seen Battlizer for Tori and Dustin too. I never got why the suit didn't use the new emblem for the Battlizer.
Dino Commander.
My favorite changes that are 2 parts. It feels like it gives more uses to them. The Dino Commander is a nice display piece too. The gold chrome plated barrel makes it stand out, and the electronics make it have more functions than the Dino Brace. The Commander has extra sounds when calling the 4 extra Bakuryu. It does suck that none of the 3 changers could read all the head plates. The best part is the Dino Harp. The key is fully die-cast metal, functions as a simple whistle, plus it has a neck strap so you can wear it if you're cosplaying as Asuka. The calling ringer was a bit lazy, just a reverse version of Dino Brace. They also put in weird dinosaur whine sounds when you don't have a head plate on. The only thing it lacks is the ability of the mouth to talk, and only one phrase for Brachio.
Astro Morpher.
Who doesn't love this Morpher? It's the first one to come with a built-in game, a Simon Says-like game. It goes faster as you enter numbers in it. It also has a cool synthesized voice, which was left untouched between Mega Ranger and In Space. It has a useful command list on the lid, so you couldn't forget how to call a Galaxy Glider or the Mega Tank. It was great compared to Turbo's Morpher last year. That did nothing. What's funny is it looks more like a car engine than the Turbo Morpher did. I also like the animated lights in the middle. It's also pretty small for all the things it can do.
Chrono Changer.
Another one I go for because of the built-in game. I really like that they made it futuristic looking. It still holds up well in that regard today. It's kind of simple, just 3 buttons: call, weapon summon, henshin, plus the minigame, which you simply press a button when it lands on a single red light. I really like the spinning light effect in the screen. It's all gray, including the strap, so it's different to past and present changers.
Zeonizers.
Both Zeonizers are my favorite Morphers. I like them because it's a 2-piece Morpher, has a removable crystal, and the show did this really over-the-top hand gesture with it. Normally this wouldn't be in my favorite list. It has 1 sound, no calling sounds, no nothing else. The second half has no electronics. The Gold Ranger one is cool looking with the extra gold chrome parts, but it's still basic. Why do we like this Morpher a lot? Probably because Zeo was a fresh take in Power Rangers, everything changed. Also, the Power Morpher was pretty ignored on the show. There was a handful of times they actually used them. With these, they were used all the time when they morphed. Or maybe it's because the hand gestures you need to do with it, it's a game in itself. It's really tricky to get both parts to hit back of the button and for the lid to open up without getting stuck on the crystal, or you're just missing while you're looking straight ahead. Overall, I like Morphers that have more unique features and looks. Never really ones that follow trending stuff. They try way too hard to be different, as an example with Zyuohger, or at least give you more bang for your buck. A Morpher that can look pretty, but if it just sits there and it has 1 sound, it's pretty lackluster. A Morpher also gets more points if it can be combined with sidearms or operate stuff like a Megazord. What are your favorite Morphers? Do you have similar opinions like mine, or do you like Morphers that are great display pieces and don't mind that they don't do much? I'd like to know your thoughts. If you have an idea on what other type of top 10 episodes you'd like me to do, leave a comment down below. Next week I'll be talking about my 10 most hated Megazord designs.